94.5 PST. Did you miss anything with Chris, Joe, and Gianna on Chris and the Crew? Catch up now. This is Chris and the Crew on Demand, sponsored by Trinity Rehab. Schedule an appointment now at trinity-rehab.com.
Here, would you be okay with having fast food on a first date? Come on. It's Chris and the Crew. It's 94.5 PST, your number one hit music station. It's Chris and Gianna this morning.
I feel like there are ways to make this sweet, right? I just feel like you could go out, maybe you see a movie, and then afterwards you're like, oh, we're hungry, let's go to Chick-fil-A. I wouldn't be mad about getting Chick-fil-A.
I know you wouldn't. Or Chipotle. I was thinking you would love to go to Chipotle.
Or Five Guys. Yeah.
So we saw this poll. There's just this poll that's going viral now. Everybody's debating it. It's a poll that asked, or it's like a survey that asked single people how they'd feel about a fast food first date. Of course, guys are like, sure, we're into it. 54% of guys said they would totally be into it. But are you ready for this? I'm shocked. 66% of women would agree to it also.
See, I feel like there's a way to make this cute. If you do, like, what if you went to like a drive-in movie and you brought fast food? Or what if you were staring at the stars in the back of your car and you popped the trunk and you eat fast food? What if you went to the movies or you went bowling and you got fast food after? I think if fast food is involved in the date,
you might be able to convince me with the staring at the stars while eating a Big Mac. But wouldn't you rather have like, I don't know, shrimp cocktail while you're staring at the stars?
Well, that would be good.
I feel like a first date, you need to impress a little bit because you can never get what's the saying? You never get a second chance to make a first impression.
And I so hear you on that.
That's the first impression? I don't know. But then a part of me does think, well, if you set the expectations low at the beginning, you can only go up from there.
But will you have a chance to go up?
Well, that's my whole thing.
I do hear you on that.
And I'm not saying it needs to be a $500 dinner.
No.
But fast food, and let me tell you, I love fast food.
Me too.
Some McDonald's fries, but maybe
yesterday.
Maybe wait a little bit for that, and then I'm all for it. Whatever. But a first date, like this is the one that's always going to stick in your mind. Like I can replay my first date. We went to New York City. We saw a concert. We missed the train, so we had to drive. Like I know every ounce of my first date with John.
You do?
Yes. It was so special.
I don't know if I remember mine. I think I went to the mall.
Gianna, are you kidding?
I think I was at the mall.
Maybe you did have fast food then. You went to the mall?
I actually think I did have fast food on my first date.
You're saying okay. I don't know. I just think this is a chance to impress. Fast food on a first date.
I feel like you can make it kind of cute.
All right. Phones are open. I really want to know what you think. And you can be honest. You're not going to offend me if you disagree with me. 609-243-9. So we're dying to know if you would be cool with having fast food as your meal on your first date with someone. Come on.
I think there are ways to make this cute.
It's Chris and the Crew, 94.5 PST, your number one hit music station. Yeah, it's going viral right now, this debate. They did a survey of single people, and shockingly, a lot of people said they'd be okay with it. 54% of men. And at first I was like, well, of course men are going to say because they're usually paying for the first date, right?
Right.
But then 66% of women said they'd be okay with it.
I truly think there are ways you can make this cute.
I just think a first date is sometimes your only chance to really impress.
That's not wrong.
First impressions. You know what they say about first impressions?
You could also get rid of people who are ungrateful by doing this. If you're like, oh, I'm never going out with you again. You took me to Panera. All right, well, bye.
No, see, I think Panera's even almost one step above like Taco Bell.
Ooh, see,
McDonald's.
I'd rather have Burger King.
Oh, really?
Than Panera.
I could see you sitting having a cute like date by the fireplace at Panera, sharing a soup.
See, I'd rather just be like, all right, let's go to Burger King.
It always seems like a cozy place to me. All right, we're not going to agree.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. We've got Kaylee in Bordentown on the line. Kaylee, you had a fast food first date?
Yes, with my husband.
Where did you go?
So the first time my husband and I met, we were at a mutual friend's get-together, and we talked about how much we both love Taco Bell. So then when he asked me out on our first date, he said, I owe you some Taco Bell. He took me to the drive-thru, and then he drove me to this big lake, and we sat in his car and had a picnic and looked at the stars, and we just talked all night, and it was the absolute perfect first date.
Aww.
You're actually giving me chills right now.
See, this is cute.
That is super cute. That's almost like Gianna's little dream scenario in her head.
Give me a Crunchwrap Supreme in my sweatpants.
That is super cute, I will say.
I love it.
It's a part of their story, which I kind of love.
I love it.
All right, let's go to Molly in Bristol. Molly, what do you think about this?
I think this is absolutely insane.
Oh.
If a man isn't spending at least $200 on a first date, he really doesn't deserve another one.
Okay, so you are totally out on this trend.
Absolutely. I mean, what is the world coming to? These first dates are for impressing somebody, and you can't impress them by buying them a Big Mac. I feel like men are so cheap nowadays, and chivalry is dead. It's just, this is kind of repulsive to me.
Oh, see?
Oh, my God.
Well, somebody agrees with me. It's time to impress on a first date. All right,
God.
let's go to Talia in Jackson. I hear you love the idea, Talia.
I do. I honestly do. I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's kind of like an interview. You know, I mean, I'm going to go and I'm going to sit with you. We're going to talk. We're going to ask each other a bunch of questions. And then that's going to decide, do I want to spend 2 hours doing my makeup to go out with you and doing my hair and picking out something nice to wear? I want to know you a little bit better. And I don't want you to spend $200 on me before you know me either.
You know, you're making a lot of sense. You are making a ton of sense. It's almost like, okay, then let's not call it the first date then. Let's call it the pre-date, the pre-first date.
Exactly. You know, it's like a little prerequisite to a really nice first fancy date.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, I think that's going to turn a lot of people around.
I'm serious, Jay. Like, that makes so much sense.
Is she a lawyer?
It's almost,
that was so
I think she
convincing.
might be. It's almost like the the warm up to the first date. And that's totally cool with fast food.
Which I do get, because could you imagine going and it's like, all right, we're going to go to this really fancy restaurant. It's like 45 minutes or an hour away from the house, and I'm going to pick you up. And then you're stuck with some dude you don't even want to talk to for like 5 hours.
But also think about this too, the nerves that go along with a first date.
God, it's so awkward.
So maybe a very less casual, fast food, Taco Bell, whatever. Maybe that would be such a good idea before the first date.
I kind of love it.
I think we're starting a new trend. I think she started a new trend. Like, Castle wants to be a part of your Thanksgiving meal this year. It's Chris and the Crew. It's 94.5 PST, your number one hit music station. Gosh, we're 2 days away.
I know.
From Thanksgiving. And if you're a fan of White Castle, you might want to consider making the White Castle version of your stuffing this year. So they say it's viral right now. And some people are kind of leaning into them going, really? So apparently you take White Castle burgers, you chop them up, you add celery, spices, chicken stock, whatever, put it into a casserole dish, bake at 350 for 35 minutes. Voila, your Thanksgiving stuffing.
This doesn't sound good. This sounds like the worst. Like a whole bottle of Pepto will be split amongst the family.
Well, think about this, though. I mean, like, we have chunks of sausage in our stuffing.
No.
So there's chunks of burger in your stuffing.
Here's the thing. The meat isn't the problem.
The bun is the bread of the stuffing, right? Instead of chopping up like bread, you'd use the bun of the burgers.
White Castle isn't exactly the, what's the word I'm looking for? Nicest facility. And
you love White Castle.
I do, but like in a drive-through scenario, picking it up, you know, in sweatpants, not at Thanksgiving. This doesn't make any sense.
It's better than stovetop. I mean, we make our stuffing homemade.
Don't knock stovetop. Stovetop is
a lot
good.
of people love stovetop.
I like homemade.
Yeah, but you may not want to knock this till you try it.
I'm gonna knock it. I'm gonna knock it.
It can't beat Chris. Can't beat Chris on 94.5 PST.
All right, I can't lie. Chris has been doing pretty good lately for Can't Beat Chris. 6-day streak.
I don't want to jinx myself.
Let's see if you go into the holiday weekend a winner. Jody's on the line. She can take you on. Hey, Jody, where are you from?
Good morning from Trevose. How are you?
We're doing good.
Good. What do you do in Trevose? You headed to work this morning?
No, today I'm actually working from home.
Oh, that's nice.
Good for you,
And
Jody.
we know that you're working from home. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that was air quotes, but you didn't see that.
I love it. All right, I'm out of here. You do your thing. Answer 3 pop culture trivia questions. I'll come back, try to answer the same 3. We'll see who wins, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, you too.
All right, we're kicking Chris out of here, Jody. We're going to give you some privacy and... All right, she's gone. Are you ready for your first question?
I am. I'm nervous.
No, don't be nervous. I got you. All right, your quiz is starting now. You can stream a Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving on Apple TV right now, just in time for the holiday. What is Charlie Brown's dog's name?
Snoopy.
You want to lock in Snoopy?
Oh my God, is it not?
Do you want to lock it in? That's a question for you.
Yeah.
Second guessing ourselves here. Here we go. Second question. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz announced that their bar in LA will be closing. What Bravo reality show do they both star on?
Oh my God. Wait, it's one of my favorite shows.
You're good. You got some time. Take your time. You got
Why am
10 seconds.
I drawing a blank?
Talk it out. Who else is on that show? Maybe Ariana Madix might be on that show.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Lisa Blank might be on that show. Can't really give you her last name.
Vanderpump Rules.
Do you want to lock it in?
God, yes. Jesus.
It's okay, Jody. Last question. We're going to rapid fire it. Ben Affleck was spotted out on a drive in LA yesterday. What celebrity did he just go through a public divorce from?
Jennifer Lopez.
You want to lock it in?
Yes.
All right, Jody, let's do it. We're going to call Chris back into the room. Can't Be Chris, powered by Legoland Discovery Center, Philadelphia. Jump into a world of creativity, color, and playful learning. Info and tickets at philadelphia.legolanddiscoverycenter.com. All right, Chris.
All right, here we go.
You ready for your quiz?
Yep.
Here we go. Starting now. First question for Chris. You can stream a Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving on Apple TV right now, just in time for the holiday. What is Charlie Brown's dog's name?
Snoopy.
You both said Snoopy, and you're both correct.
I was like, what?
Jody kind of had
think
me.
of Snoopy as a dog sometimes. You know what I mean?
I know,
You
it
think
kinda
of Snoopy
throws you
as
off.
Snoopy.
Here we go. Second question for Chris. Jody, I think we might have her on this one. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz announced that their bar in LA will be closing, Chris.
Who?
What Bravo reality show do they both star on?
What? Well, Bravo reality
Talk
show.
it out.
Okay. So that is the Housewives? So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? LA? Oh!
Jody said Vanderpump Rules.
Is that right?
Vanderpump Rules is correct.
Crap.
It's all right. We're still going into this last question.
Okay.
Ben Affleck was spotted out on a drive in LA yesterday. What celeb did he just go through a public divorce from?
Come on. You better have known this, because I know this. Everyone knows this. Jennifer Lopez.
Well, unfortunately for Chris, you both said Jennifer Lopez, and you're both correct, which means
God.
Jody just beat you, Chris.
Oh. Congratulations, Jody.
Thank you very much.
Jody,
No
she's
phrase
not
of
happy.
shame for you. I'll say the phrase of shame to you. I'm Chris Rollins, and I cannot beat Jody.
Thank you.
Jody,
Thank you very much.
that's got to feel good. We got $20 worth of Jersey Lottery scratch-offs for you, Jody.
Oh, that's awesome.
The New Jersey Lottery, anything can happen in Jersey. Hang on the line for us.
Listen tomorrow morning at 7:40 for another chance to beat Chris on 94.5 PST. It's Chris and the Crew's Daily Scoop.
There's a new theory behind Liam Payne's death, and that he was trying to escape from his room when he fell off the balcony. So there's some really disturbing pictures going around online of hotel staff literally carrying him by his arms and his legs. And apparently they were, so to speak, jailing him in his room because he was kind of unruly because he was completely strung out.
Right.
And instead of getting him help, they just kind of threw him in his room, and he tried to escape the room now they're thinking, and that's when he went out to the balcony and fell.
It makes me so sad.
And they even contacted authorities and said, look, we've got this guy here. He's out of control, and there's a balcony in his room, and we're worried about him being in there with a balcony.
Ugh.
But then they just kind of locked him in his room.
I guess, legally, I'm not really sure if, what you're allowed to do. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
just
kind of
sad.
disturbing.
It is disturbing.
So the Billboard Music Award nominees were just announced. They're coming December 12th, so pretty soon. Ceremonies airing live on Fox, Paramount Plus. The nominees are Zach Bryan leading the way with 21 nominations. I know, everybody's kind of canceling.
I'm Team Brianna Chicken Fry. I'm coming out and saying it.
Taylor Swift second with 17. Morgan Wallen has 11. Sabrina Carpenter, first-time nominees, got 9. All 4 of them are nominated for the year's top artist, along with Drake.
That's cool.
Should be a good show.
Yeah,
December 12th. So did you know sweet potatoes and yams are not the same thing? They are not the same thing. I feel like people use those terms interchangeably.
You're right.
They are 2 different species of root vegetable. So don't say you're having yams if you're having sweet potatoes, because they're not the same thing.
What? I actually don't know if I knew that.
Seriously.
I thought they were.
I don't think a lot of people know that. All right, so what's been voted America's favorite Thanksgiving pie? This is an easy
pumpkin?
one. Yeah, it's pumpkin.
I love pumpkin pie.
I love all the pumpkin everything throughout the whole fall, but I could do without pumpkin pie.
See, pumpkin pie is my favorite pumpkin thing.
To be honest, I'm not really a pie person, but if I have to have pie, I'd like a warm apple pie.
I do love apple pie.
Some apple cinnamon, whatever, with some vanilla ice cream. That was number 2, by the way.
Do you know what? You know what I've always wanted to try, and I've never tried, and it's really random? I've never had a key lime pie.
Oh my God, I love key lime pie.
I know you do. And
it's a summertime thing, though. I wouldn't have that for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But, there's a key lime pie at the Trenton Farmers Market.
I've heard you talk about this.
Oh my God. You can also get it down down the shore. He's at the bunch of farmers markets down the shore too. It is fantastic. I think it's called Chef's Key Lime Pie.
Well, I'll be coming for that come June.
Now I want one of those bad. And a fancy restaurant in New York is selling this special cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. It costs $195 a spoonful. It's infused with a fancy port wine, white truffles, and decorated with an edible gold leaf. Can I just tell you something? Give me the stuff out of the can with the ripples around it.
Give me the ocean spray can of cranberry sauce.
I don't need that fancy stuff. All right, there's the scoop. All right, we have Sue on the line. Hi, Sue. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, so you know how to play the game. You need to tell us your salary. What is it? Your yearly salary.
Oh, the salary. I keep that to myself just like my weight and age, but I'm ready for the next question.
All right, Sue.
So we don't know. Can you give us a ballpark or something?
More than $10, less than $500 an hour.
Okay.
Good to know.
All right. So now we're going to ask you some yes or no questions to see if we can narrow this down for our listeners. So just to answer yes or no. Is it a customer service based job?
Yeah.
That was a good yes one. Okay, so it's customer service based. Is it over the phone?
Yeah.
Just like you are with us. Interesting. Is it a seasonal job?
It is.
Oh, Joe, look at me.
Oh, that's good. All
right, you better make this good because this is your last one.
Is it a job connected to Christmas?
No.
Oh, so wrong season.
Wrong season.
Interesting.
All right, Sue, we're going to put you on hold. We're going to get some guesses, and when you come back, we'll have you reveal what you do. All right, stay right there, Sue, okay?
Okay.
Give us a call right now at 609-243-9778 or hit us up in the 94.5 PST app, your number one hit music station. Chris, Joe, Gianna. So, okay, we're trying to figure out what Sue does. And if you're just getting here, she kind of sketchy about her salary, less than $500 an hour, which means it's got to be close to that, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's not a normal number to pick.
We got some clues out of her by asking her some yes or no questions. It is a seasonal job, but not a Christmas related job.
Okay.
Does work in customer service, things like that.
Right.
All right, let's go to the phones. Reska in Washington is on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think she does?
I think she sells insurance or Medicaid or Medicare or something because it's enrollment season. I don't know.
my guess.
It is enrollment
That's a
season.
good
She's
guess.
right, because that's happening here in our office right now with open enrollment. So I was going to say that's not seasonal, but it kind of is.
That's a really good guess.
All right, so who's in the app chat?
We have an app chat from Ewing that says customer service rep. I'm seeing Diane in Hamilton. She said, I think she works on a turkey cooking hotline, maybe Butterball. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of customer service, though.
All right, let's bring Sue back on. All right, Sue, moment of truth here. What's your job?
I am a Butterball turkey talk line expert.
Yes! Coolest job ever.
Sue, you are so popular this week, I'm sure.
So we are so popular. It's our favorite season. It's my favorite week. I'm talking turkey all week and on Thanksgiving Day. So it's been great. I've been talking turkey here for 25 years. The talk line itself has been around for 43 years. So it's a wonderful place to work.
Oh, wait, so what are your top tips for us
Yeah,
as
right.
we all are nervous and are getting ready for the biggest meal of the year?
If you have a frozen turkey, make sure you get that turkey completely defrosted in time for Thanksgiving. If you have time, go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. It takes 1 day for every 4 pounds of turkey. Or if we're running out of time, you can certainly thaw it in cold water in your kitchen sink, breast side down. That takes 30 minutes per pound.
Sue, what is the most popular question you get asked at the Butterball line there?
How do you know when your turkey is done? And then all the Butterball turkeys come with time frames based on the size of your turkey, but really you want to use a meat thermometer. It is your tried and true method. It's your best friend on Thanksgiving Day. 165 in the center of the stuffing if your turkey is stuffed, 170 in the breast, and 180 in the thigh.
So my family actually does a deep fried bird. So do you have any tips for that?
Yeah, it's a great way to prepare. It's really popular. But the main safety issue with that is just making sure that turkey is completely defrosted, really dry. You want to avoid any ice crystals with that hot oil. But once it's slowly submerged into that fryer, it's really quick, 3 to 4 minutes per pound, and it's a very juicy turkey.
Oh, it sure is. I don't think I've ever had a juicier turkey.
Yeah, it's great. We do it at home sometimes too. So take your safety precautions. Use that meat thermometer. Make sure it gets to, like I said, 170 in the breast, and you'll love it.
So I have to ask, what's the strangest question you've ever been asked?
Well, thawing year after years are, like I said, number one question. So we have really creative calls about, they're in panic, and we get it because you forgot to thaw your turkey, and they got to get it thawed, and, it's been in a hot tub thawing, and they just want to know how long would it take to be defrosted, and is it okay? Let's start with it. We always have to keep this turkey cold in the refrigerator or in cold water. But, they get hair dryers. It's wrapped up in electric blankets.
Oh, my gosh.
Sue, you said you're going to be one of the friendly voices that we hear on this. So if somebody is calling panicked on Thanksgiving, you're one of the friendly voices on the other side to talk us off the ledge, right?
Yep, I'm one of over 50 people here. We're all food and nutrition professionals. I'm a registered dietitian, but we're here on Thanksgiving Day for 12 hours, really to help anyone prepare their turkey and take a little bit of stress away for the day.
So what's the number?
Give us a call here at 1-800-BUTTERBALL. Maybe you want to text us at 844-877-3456. Some great how-to videos and other resources at butterball.com. And, of course, the social media channels.
And you could text them, Chris. That makes it even easier,
That's
right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Sue, you probably put so many minds at ease every year this week. Thank you so much for doing What's My Job with us.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for having me. And hope you and all your listeners have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Castle says they've got a hack for you that's going to make your Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
The most popular thing on the table is going to be White Castle stuffing. So here's the deal. It's going viral right now. Not all good either. Some people are like, what? Ugh. All right. So White Castle says that you take their burgers, their famous burgers that you can down like 25 in a sitting.
That is true.
And you chop them up into little pieces, kind of like you would chop up the bread for stuffing. Okay. So in little chunks. And then you add celery, put some spices on there that you normally put on your stuffing, some chicken stock, you make it a little sticky. You bake it in the oven, 350, put it in like casserole dish or whatever, 35 minutes. And they say, voila, White Castle stuffing.
I'm good off this.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested, to be honest. I mean, we make our stuffing homemade, and we do put chunks of sausage in it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's different than a
Don't
White
knock
Castle
it till you try.
patty.
Why? It's just beef, right? Beef instead of sausage.
It's still White Castle. Like, I love White Castle. I love the chicken rings. I love.
Why wouldn't you like this then? It's just chopped up White Castle burgers, basically.
Putting celery in a White Castle burger is not going to necessarily make it gourmet. Like, it's not something you're like, oh, I slaved over the stove. I worked so hard to make this.
I think you need to embrace this. I really honestly think this sounds pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not into it.
I didn't.
It's Chris and the Crew's Daily Scoop.
So there's a new theory behind Liam Payne's death. It's kind of, ugh.
Yeah.
So we saw the pictures yesterday. You may have. They're viral of hotel staff carrying Liam by his arms and his legs up to his room. Apparently, he was kind of out of control. I mean, we knew. I mean, there were drugs, alcohol in his system. He was strung out, and they basically jailed him in his room. They basically locked him in his room. He didn't want to go to his room. He was struggling.
Yeah.
And they even called authorities and said, look, we've put him in this room. He's locked in his room. We're kind of nervous because there's a balcony there. So we're calling authorities. But it was too late.
Yeah. And you know, nobody knew that what was going to happen was going to happen. You just think, I don't even know. It just makes me so sad.
Yeah. I can imagine these hotel workers are like, God, what we would have done differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So apparently he tried to escape the room. And that's when he fell off the balcony.
It's just so sad.
Yeah. The Billboard Music Awards, they're coming up December 12th. They're going to be live on Fox and Paramount Plus. Nominees were just announced. Zach Bryan leads the way with 21. Taylor Swift second with 17. Morgan Wallen's got 11. Sabrina Carpenter got 9. First-time nominee. All 4 of them are nominated for this year's top artist. That's the big one, along with Drake. And, okay, America's favorite Thanksgiving pie is, what would you guess?
Pumpkin.
Yep, pumpkin. You got it.
The best. You're crazy for that.
To be honest, I'm really not a pie person at all.
Pumpkin pie is so good. It's the best pie.
Maybe like a warm apple pie with some vanilla ice cream, maybe. I'm not really a pie person, like I said. But yeah, pumpkin number 1, apple number 2, pecan. My husband loves pecan pie, pecan.
Really?
He loves it. Number 3,
random one.
Sweet potato number 4. And then chocolate. What's a chocolate pie?
Oh my God. Let me go off about Wegmans for a second. Wegmans has this, I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but Wegmans has this chocolate pudding pie.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the best things I've ever had in my life.
Totally obsessed with Wegmans.
No, I love Wegmans. Hashtag not sponsored, but I wish I was. I love Wegmans so much.
All right, there's the scoop.
Chris and the Crew on 94.5 PST.
Hey there, good morning. It's Chris and the Crew on 94.5 PST, your number 1 hit music station. Chris and Gianna this morning. So are you taking a plane to your Thanksgiving dinner? Did you see the flight attendant? She's all over TikTok right now about the 5 things that you absolutely should not be doing on board.
Oh, I know a lot of people are probably guilty of all of these things, maybe.
Let's go through them one by one here. The first one is yoga. Here's what she had to say about that.
Now, I understand flights can be long, and sometimes you need to get up, stretch. But when you're hosting an entire fitness class, party of 1 in the back alley, it does get to be a lot.
Party of 1 in the back.
There are always people who are like there, like stretching over their heads. And it's like we're on a 2-hour flight to Orlando. Like, please relax.
Please relax. All right. The second thing is, and these are the things you should not be doing. These are the things that you're pissing off your flight attendant on a flight if you're doing these things on board. When you put your trash on the beverage cart while attendants are doing their thing. Here's what she had to say.
There's a phrase in the flight attendant community that you never mix the clean with the dirties. So you putting your dirty, contaminated trash on a beverage cart that we're trying to service hundreds of people on is really icky.
Icky. Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
That is kind of gross.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine what's in that too. What if you blow your nose? You're putting it on where my drink is coming from.
And there's a whole separate cart that comes for garbage. And I understand you don't have a lot of space on the plane.
And you want to get rid of it.
Put it in the pocket in front of you and relax.
All right. The third thing is passengers being mean to flight attendants when there's a delay.
We're usually more upset than you are because that delay is cutting into either our layover or our ability to get home. Not to mention that usually we're not being paid because we get paid when we're up in the air and not normally when we're on the ground.
See, they're suffering right with you, so don't take it out on them.
That's true. I actually didn't know that they only get paid in the air.
I didn't know that either. And think about it. They're trying to get home every now and then, too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next thing, and these are this is a flight attendant. Her name is Kat. And these are the most disgusting passenger habits. Number 4, clipping your nails on the plane.
Oh.
I promise you, it's way more common than you think it is. And every single time, it's disgusting.
Wait, do people actually do that?
Yes.
I understand, like, people. One time I was on a flight to Florida, and we watched somebody put on makeup. This woman put on makeup for the full 3 hours. And I understand you're trying to, like, you know, catch up with your life and stuff, but
3 hours.
3 hours. But, like, do we need to, like, be doing hygiene hacks at that point? No.
All right, last one. These are the things that you're really ticking off your flight attendants by doing when you're on board. Waiting till the plane starts taxiing from the gate to go to the bathroom.
First off, this is so dangerous, not only to you, but also to the people around you.
Honestly, I get it. Like, if you're, like, wobbling all over.
Not good. And that's when they're trying to tell you that's when they're doing their thing, the demonstration about do your belt and take the airbag down and everything. They don't need you getting in their way.
No, that is true.
So these are the 5 things you've got to avoid if you're taking a plane to Thanksgiving.
Chris and the Crew, 94.5 PST. This was Chris and the Crew on Demand, sponsored by Trinity Rehab. Schedule an appointment now at trinity-rehab.com. Wake up with Chris and the Crew, weekdays 6 until 10 on your number 1 hit music station, 94.5 PST.